Colonel Roy Campbell here. Do not turn the game console off. The mission has not failed. Because you are listening to Raw Dogs. You have a mission. Listen up. Enjoy. Roy Campbell, out.
What's up, man?
Hey, how we doing?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hair of the Dogcast. Welcome to Raw Dogs. Welcome to your favorite show about video games and beer and the year 2001, a video game odyssey, and bad Kubrick references from Brad. I am Brad. We're part of the Tokyo Beat Podcast Network. Make sure to check out all those other amazing shows. And who else is here today?
And I'm Tyler. In 2001, I was just a little tiny baby.
How old were you in 2001?
I was 9.
Okay.
Well, I think I was 8 for most of it.
Yeah.
And then I turned 9 at the end. But surprisingly, I've played a lot of these games.
Yeah. So 2001, are you the oldest brother?
Yeah.
So today we're talking about the golden years of gaming. This is our third or fourth iteration of this show. And we're talking about the year 2001. And it was indeed a great year for gaming. What's new, Tyler? How you been before we get into it?
I've been pretty good. I am going to be pretty broke after my next paycheck because there are 4 movies currently, 2 in theaters and 2 that hit this weekend that I got to go see.
Which ones?
Evil Dead. That's the most important because
That looks good.
I'm a sucker for Evil Dead, so
Yeah.
got to see that in theaters. Beau is Afraid.
That's coming.
The new Ari Aster movie looks fantastic.
I've heard good things.
Super Mario.
I still need to see it.
Yep, I want to see that in theaters.
It only suffered a 16% drop between weekends. It's unheard of how good it did like the following week after the first one. People are I was reading about it today, and people are freaking out like it's very rare for a movie to do that good consistently. And it's going to be a $1 billion movie, which people were not expecting.
I didn't. I knew it was going to do good because it's Mario.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to be as successful as it is. I think that might really speak. I mean, obviously I haven't seen it yet, but I think that really might speak to the quality of it. It's probably a pretty good movie.
I'm excited to see it. I've been avoiding stuff about it, but
Same.
I've heard it's not going to win any awards for most creative screenplay, but it's supposed to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And pretty well made, so I'm excited to see that. So that was 3 movies. What was the other one?
Renfield.
Renfield.
That's the lowest on the list. After I see the other 3, I will go see Renfield. But I'm also a sucker for Nicolas Cage.
I'm a sucker for Dracula. I love that book. And Nicolas Cage, I don't know. He's either so hit or so miss for me.
I know. I hope it's a hit.
And we're drinking a very special beer in honor of Renfield. It's from Dricker Brewing. It's not in honor of Renfield. It's a raspberry cheesecake slang du jour sour a la mode. It's got raspberry, granola, cream cheese, lactose, and vanilla beans.
Wow.
Have you had one of these slangs before?
I have not.
Oh, they're so good.
Oh, that is a tasty beverage.
A little dessert right there. A little sourness from those raspberries, too. So the year 2001, you were 9.
I was 9. I was living in Waupun in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Divorced parents, I had 2 houses.
Yep.
It was kind of a big deal.
And since you were the eldest, that's a different scenario for you than me, because here I was like 12 years old, but I had an older brother, so he was on the cutting edge of these video games.
Yeah.
At least was aware of them, and we were getting them. And I was the fortunate younger brother who got to play as well. 2001 was a pretty big year for games. Getting into 2001, the year before, like the consoles at the time that were really active. The PlayStation 2 had just come out October 26th the year before in 2000 for the US, came out March 4th in Japan, and PS2s were almost impossible to find. I remember asking my mom if I could miss school to go stand in line for a day, and she thought that was a bad idea. And then there's just news articles the next day and all over the news like, PlayStation 2 is selling on eBay for over $1,000. I was like, do you see? do you see what's happening here? Yeah, PlayStation 2 was hard to find. Like, consoles today, it's impossible for the first bit they were out. But so the market was kind of frozen. Dreamcast was out, and Dreamcast thought that they would maybe benefit from the lack of PS2s, but it turns out people were willing to wait, so no one was buying any new consoles really for a while. The Dreamcast had came out September 1999, and that unfortunate console had like only a year and a half of
That's so short
of a lifespan.
Yeah.
For a groundbreaking console, the Dreamcast way ahead of its time.
My cousin had one, and I didn't see one until years after I had owned a PlayStation 2 for a minute. It must have been like 04, 05 before I ever even saw one. And I was like, "Yo, what is this crazy taxi? What do you do? You just drive around? This looks."
He just goes yeah. You
Yeah.
just drive around.
That's so much fun.
Yeah, I had a friend who had a Dreamcast, and his parents were divorced. So I think his dad just wanted to be the cool guy and got him a Dreamcast because it was the new thing. And I remember thinking, this is pretty awesome, but also this is not a PlayStation.
The only reason I got a PlayStation 2, because I didn't get one until the Christmas of 2001, like right around my birthday, or it was 2002. Because I had an N64 for the longest time, but my dad only got one because my aunt had one, and he was going to buy a DVD player. And she was like, fuck that, just get a PlayStation 2, and then you can play games.
That was a huge selling point.
It's the only reason that I got one, because I was content with my N64. I mean, I didn't play a ton of games when I was that young.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 2 is really where, once I got my hands on one and started playing the games on there, that's where video games kind of took over a little bit more for me.
And the PlayStation 2 didn't have good games when it came out. There wasn't like any killer apps. And it was the DVD player, because it was a major selling point.
Yeah, we
DVD players back then, they were like $100 to buy. I'm probably undercutting it too. They were stupid expensive just to be able to play Hollow Man on DVD. You needed to have like stupid DVD players, whereas your PlayStation 2 got it right there.
Yeah, my mom won a DVD player in a workplace raffle for wherever she was working.
And her coworkers were mad at her.
Probably. And she was freaking out, like she was like getting called up on stage to The Price is Right, or that she like won the lottery.
She's like crying.
They were expensive back then.
Yeah.
I want to say several $100, even for
crazy.
Early 2000s New Millennium money.
I want to get a Laserdisc player.
My buddy in DC, I think his dad still has one, and he's got like your bookshelf, like that size area, just chock full.
Yeah. I guess it's got one of the best ways to watch the original Star Wars trilogies, because before they got specialized.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I watched Akira on Laserdisc. That shit
pretty cool.
Awesome. Oh, yeah.
I own 2 Laserdiscs. I thought I bought Indiana Jones 2 and Home Alone 2 on vinyl record, and I got home and they were not. They were not. You mentioned, the Dreamcast was doing very poorly. By the end of March 2000, that fiscal year, they had lost $404 million on the console.
Holy shit.
It's not good.
No.
And by March of 2001, they had lost $417 million. So
yeah, that's going to kill your company.
It's really going to not help.
Yeah.
You mentioned the 64. The 64, I mean, these are the last legs of some consoles. You know, I got the 64 that came out in 1996. But a lot of good games still coming out for the 64. And the PlayStation 1, that came out December 94 in Japan and September 95 in the US. And the PS1 was still the biggest deal of the time. The PS1, the smaller version, which I have one of those as well. I have both of those, but the PS1 was released June of 2000, and it outsold all other consoles that year, including the PS2.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's just because no one could get the PS2. But yeah, that like nice little compact PS1. I really like that little guy. And the Game Boy Color was our active portable system. Fall of 1998 is when it came out, and still a lot of good games coming out. I mean, as long as there's a Pokemon game, you're going to be selling a shitload of Game Boys. And the best-selling games of the year 2000, Pokemon Stadium was the best-selling game.
Oh my God, I was addicted to that game.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my God, yeah. That's the one where you battle, not the one where you take photos. Yeah, Stadium.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the most fun because it was just like, I was so used to it on my Game Boy, seeing it in like 3D on my TV. I was like, yo, Gyarados is big as hell.
How's he flying? Yeah, they're just... whenever there'd be a fish Pokemon or underwater one, it'd just like be floating in the air. I said, you're making some concessions here that I'm not comfortable with. The second and third best-selling games of 2000 were Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1.
And I think I had both of those on the PlayStation 1.
Yep. PlayStation 1 was still kicking major butt, but that's kind of where we were going into 2001. In January 4th, RuneScape was released for the Windows. I don't know much about RuneScape. Do you play?
I played a lot of RuneScape.
Okay.
I had I was really little. I had a girlfriend in the game who may or may not have just been some random dude somewhere. But it was a female player and asked if I wanted to be their boyfriend. And I said, yeah, sure. And then they said that I had to give them a tiara. So I did. And then I would log on, I would say hi, and then that was the extent of my first relationship.
What was their name?
Don't remember. But that game was a lot of
Her
fun.
name was Ted.
I inevitably started a new account somewhere and then actually played the game for real once I got a little older. That's a fun-ass game, though.
And it was free, right?
Yeah, and I think they just shut down the vanilla servers like last year or year before, something like that.
Pour one out, homies, for RuneScape.
Yeah.
I had friends that were very into it. And I mean, it was a free game. Good for them.
Yeah. Well,
chop some wood, get some armor.
If you couldn't play World of Warcraft, it was the next best thing. And that was why I played it.
Yep. RuneScape, very big deal. But yeah, that was the first notable game. January 10th, Mega Man 64 came to the US for the Nintendo 64. 16th, we got Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Color. January 29th, Phantasy Star Online came to the Dreamcast. This game I played a lot of when it came to the Xbox. The Dreamcast had online functionality. You could use a keyboard with it. And Phantasy Star Online was this neat little online action RPG. And you and 3 other homies, you like get a team together and you just go explore the same 4 fucking dungeons all the time. They're very simple, they're straightforward, but that was the first time that I really found a game where I just was looking for weapons and grinding time and doing the same shit over and over again.
I never played that.
Yeah, Phantasy Star Online, at least for the Xbox, it worked really well, but yeah, it's just so strange the Dreamcast. It had like a web browser on there.
That's way ahead of its time.
It's too ahead of its time.
Yeah.
People didn't know what was going on. This is before Xbox Live. And Xbox Live, I remember feeling insanely new and very frustratingly not friendly at times.
Yeah. I mean, having all that in the Dreamcast, I think it just scared people. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much future too quick. We were just worried that, the world was going to end at the new millennia, that there was going to be the whole computer takeover thing. So they were like, you ain't letting that computer in my house. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Post Y2K, pre 9/11. And people are talking to their fish on the Dreamcast, voiced by Leonard Nimoy. You know that game, right?
No.
Seaman?
I do not.
It's called Seaman.
Seaman.
Yep.
That made it through PR, huh?
Yeah, and you actually had a little like microphone, and you talked to the fish, and it talked back to you.
And it was Leonard Nimoy talking.
Yeah. I'll show you some of it later. January 30th, we had Rayman 2: The Great Escape for the PS2. It originally came out October 1999. January 31st, Sega announces the discontinuation of the Dreamcast.
Ouch.
Yikes.
That's a
this
big
is
L.
less than a year and a half. After March 31st, they were going to not be making any more Dreamcasts. They're going to sell out their remaining inventory, and they would restructure the company as a third-party developer. So kind of what happened here is everyone came a-courting, and they said, we want some of your games, like Nintendo and Microsoft and Sony all like wanted a little piece. Sonic went to the GameCube originally. Jet Set Radio went to Microsoft. There was a division of the games, so there was a lot of exclusives going to different consoles. But the price reduction for the Dreamcast here went down to $99.
Damn,
which is cheap. That is a cheap console, and eventually it dropped to as low as $49.95. And the thought of buying a new Dreamcast for $50 in box, if you bought one of those now, you could sell it, turn around, probably make an extra $100 on it. Yeah, but
damn, that is so quick for a console to die. Alarmingly quick.
Yeah. The Dreamcast had sold 9.13 million units worldwide.
That's crazy. I guess it's worldwide, because I did not lay eyes on one until it had to have been at the very earliest 2004.
Yeah. I think it was a wrong place, wrong time situation, and the PS2 was a juggernaut that was hard to deal with. If the Dreamcast had DVD functionality, that might have been all it would have taken to push it over the edge. February rolls around. On February 1st, we got Mega Man X5 for the PlayStation 1. This was supposed to be as soon as I saw Mega Man X5, it made me visibly upset. I played through all of these games for Mega Manuary this year. And yeah, Mega Man X5 was supposed to be the last one. Keiji Inafune said, I don't fucking care, just end it. Just put a pillow over its mouth and shoot it in the head. This game was frustrating. It came out, though. It exists. February 5th is another big game that comes out for the Nintendo 64. We got Paper Mario.
Wow, I forgot all about Paper Mario.
Yeah. Big franchise. There's probably, I think, 5 games now, 5 or 6. I don't know all of the mobile ones offhand, but not mobile, portable handhelds. But yeah, Paper Mario. One thing that Nintendo is always pretty good at is working within their limitations. I will not be the first person to say it, but I think the 64 mostly looks like garbage a lot of times.
Yeah, it didn't age well.
Most of the games did not age super well, but Paper Mario, just make them 2D, and it's not a bad thing. It's a quirky art style. And instead, it's like, no, you just made it look. It was easier to graphically handle what it was doing, but it was just so cute and charming.
Yeah,
I played through a fair amount of Paper Mario, and yeah, only Nintendo knows how to do that.
Yeah, Paper Mario was a lot of fun. It's also probably a good move for them, because after Super Mario 64 and being that fully realized 3D world that was pretty banging, that one actually aged pretty well.
Mario 64 did big time, yeah.
Yeah. Going back to the 2D art style, I remember when I heard about it or saw my friend play it for the first time, I was like, well, I got the whole world in 64 in my N64 at home. Why would I want to play the stupid paper one?
Yeah.
And then I was over at his house 2-3 days a week.
What turned me away from it is, if it would have been Super Mario RPG 2, like they were originally thinking about calling it, I would have been interested. I was a big RPG guy from the PlayStation 1 and from the Super Nintendo Super Mario RPG. But the fact they called it Paper Mario, I'm like, what is this? I don't know what I can't do this. Plus, we didn't have a 64, but my interest was just not there, because if I had known it was an RPG, I would have been much more interested anyways. Yeah, it was the top selling game for a couple weeks when it came out. February 16th, Final Fantasy IX arrived in Europe for the PlayStation 1. It previously had come to the United States November 14th of 2000. So that puts into perspective how Final Fantasy games were crunching out back then. It's like 97, 99, and 2000. We had 7, 8, and 9.
Damn.
Now we have, 7-year breaks between games.
Yeah, unless well, Assassin's Creed has taken a break. For a while there, Assassin's Creed put out a shit ton of stuff.
Yep. And
it's easy enough to do that for like a Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty makes sense to put it out every year, even though I don't buy it every year.
Yeah.
People will buy it every year. I feel like a pretty streamlined process to produce that game, especially when you have two companies alternating each year.
Yeah.
But damn, to put out Final Fantasy that quickly, that's a crunch.
Smaller teams even too, but they were able to do that because to create the animations, the character models, all of that was much quicker. Instead of, you get to Final Fantasy X and on where you have to just render everything in 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people are going to be looking at it very closely. HD televisions were very hard on games for a while. They still are. And yeah, so Final Fantasy IX finally arrived over in Europe. And March 5th, this is something I did want to talk about. Conker's Bad Fur Day for the Nintendo 64.
Never played that.
Never played it.
Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Conker's Bad Fur Day was originally going to be called, I think, Conker, like 12 Tales or something like that. And it was going to be a kind of standard generic platformer where you play as a squirrel. But
did he have an army helmet on?
He did in the... Yeah, maybe in this one as well. But they also did like a soft remake for the Xbox.
I think I played that on the Xbox.
Conker Live and Reloaded.
Yes, I definitely played that game. It's coming back to me now.
For a long time, that game was getting made, and they were going to have it be cutesy platformer. But then Mario and everything was just flooding the market with them after Mario. So we got to do something else. So they just made it the most vulgar, over the top, like poop jokes and sex jokes and drunk scenes. And so I was reading about it, and I found a lot of stuff on the promotional tour that they did, like the promos, the events, and it was all so good. So we're going to read some of it. The promotional campaign for Conker's Bad Fur Day targeted college males and frat boys, advertising located in bars, colleges, late-night televisions, and adult magazines. The campaign included a video ad named Girl Talk. On the website, it was called 69 Uncensored Sounds. It depicts a half-naked girl and a squirrel in bed with each other after a night of partying. I'd like to watch that. For several months, urinal mats were placed in the bathrooms of places in major cities, which included the URL for the game's website. I like that. This is creative.
Good old-fashioned guerrilla marketing.
I like this stuff.
Yes.
Starcom Associate Media Director Gina Broderick said, like Conker, our target's focus is on social life. Being in bars is absolutely being in their element, and because urinating is part of gameplay, it made total sense. Sure.
Because urinating is part of life?
Is part of gameplay.
Oh.
It was a part of the game. There's a few spots where you had to pee.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah. From March to April 5th, 2001, Playboy magazine ran its first ever video game related tour. Great. Someone approved that. A set of Conker's Bad Fur Day beach mode multiplayer competition parties at 20 colleges across the United States. Hosted by Miss March 2001, Miriam Gonzalez, if you forgot. Winners of the contest were rewarded with green 64 consoles, copies of the game, and Nintendo and Playboy merchandise. So here,
that sounds like a good prize.
Here is a Mario controller and a year subscription to Playboy. I love this.
It was a simpler time.
You go to a beach-sponsored Playboy competition for a Nintendo 64 game. And yeah, winners of the contest won these items, while the player with the highest score of all the competitions won trips to 2 Playmate of the Year parties at the Playboy Mansion.
That's a big fucking deal.
That's a big deal, especially if you're a college kid.
Yeah, and like celebrities and shit would oftentimes show up to those things. So you could be like rubbing elbows with whoever was fucking.
There's
big and
Pierce
popular.
Brosnan.
Yeah.
Whoever else was big at the time.
Yeah, there's 2001.
Vern Troyer.
Wasn't Rush Hour coming out?
Chris Tucker probably lived
Chris
there.
Tucker was probably there.
Yeah, Jackie Chan would not have gone. Spring break parties were also held at Club La Vela in South Padre Island's Louis' backyard. The main events being the King of Tail tattoo contests with free giveaways of various products on the side, such as Conquer condoms, copies of Conquer's Little Black Book, and T-shirts with Got Tail on the front and the game's logo on the back.
Got Tail on the front.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Sometimes I find things on Wikipedia that make me excited, and all of this was like, wow, these things happened.
I mean, if you're going to lean into it, you might as well lean into it, right? Mm-hmm. Like for the game that they made, that is an excellent marketing campaign. Was the game successful? I mean, it got a sequel.
It is. Well, it didn't get a sequel. It got a remake.
Oh, remake.
But I think the game was successful. It's currently more expensive. It's one of the more expensive Nintendo 64 games. The Xbox 360 one that they made, I think it was a 360. Oh, no, it's the original Xbox, but the Xbox version is censored. Whereas the 64 one, he's actually just saying shit, piss, fuck. Like he actually swears a lot in the game. And the Xbox one is censored, so people say the 64 one is the one you want.
I never played it on the 64. I definitely played that game on the Xbox, though.
Yeah. The Xbox one also added multiplayer. A whole like teddies versus furries, like
titties?
Teddies.
Oh, I thought you said titties. I was like, no.
Titties versus furries. It's a lose-lose scenario. Yeah. So March 6th, the Bouncer came out for the PS2, and I remember thinking, wow, Squaresoft has a new game coming for the PlayStation 2, and it's got some Kingdom Hearts looking motherfucker mixed with Tidus, and I never played it because the game reviewed horribly. But this, I just wanted to mention, like the PS2 does not have definitive games yet. There's no like, you have to play this game that is going to be defining the console. They didn't have any of those yet. They had like Tekken Tag Tournament, which is good, Dark Cloud, Midnight Club, Smuggler's Run. But
I had NCAA March Madness. That's what there was the first game I had. It was the only game I had for a long time.
Yeah.
I played a lot of college basketball.
I wonder if there's any sports games that, even though that they're outdated, they're like, that's the best one. Like
College Hoops 2K5.
that one is.
That is the definitive college basketball game. And it's this for the same reasons that we covered NFL 2K5. Mm-hmm. Like the franchise mode was deep. The gameplay was there.
Before EA bought money and ruined it. Or spent a lot of money and ruined it. Yeah. March 13th, Onimusha Warlords came out. Unreal Tournament came to the Dreamcast. Previously was released in 1999 for Windows and the PlayStation 2 already. March 21st, the Game Boy Advance launches in Japan. And the Game Boy Color, while nice, and, the new Game Boy, it's still kind of just the same Game Boy as the original fucking Tetris machine. It's got a few more bells and whistles, but this is like a big step to get to the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
And big deal.
My middle brother got a Game Boy Color for his birthday one year, and that was like our Game Boy. Like we shared it. Mm-hmm. And then I got the Game Boy Advance when it came out for my birthday, and then my youngest brother got the SP when it came out. So it was like we each had a generation, and for whatever reason, I was second. Still kind of jaded about that. I should have had the color. I was the gamer.
Yeah.
My little brother didn't know. He was terrible at games. B, he still is. And why did he get the Game Boy Color? I mean, I guess I won in the end because I like the Advance.
And they're all yours anyways, right?
I played it more than anybody, so yeah, it was basically mine.
I have a Game Boy Advance SP signed by Story of the Year.
Yeah, that used to be directly in my eye line when the podcast room was different.
Yep. I don't know where I got it. It was in college, and someone on my floor, like, I won this, and I don't play it, and I've had it for a while. Do you just want it? And I'm like, yeah. I was probably really stoned. I'm like, I don't know, sure. And the actual SP, all of the signatures have washed off, but the case is still signed for some fucking reason. But yeah, the Game Boy Advance launched in Japan for about $82 American. We'll talk about that when we get to the U.S. launch later this year. But other games in March, we have Serious Sam, The First Encounter, Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil, Black and White came out for Windows. The 26th, we got Zone of the Enders for the PlayStation 2, and Pokemon Stadium 2 for the Nintendo 64.
Another really fun game.
You played Stadium 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Stadium 1 more, though. I didn't have Stadium 2 at my house. My buddy had it, so we would play at his place, but I think at that time, I was probably not playing too many games because I was playing a lot of sports when I was a kid.
Yeah. Lame.
Yeah.
You could have been gaming, dude. What an
My
idiot.
dad was like, "You got to get outside. You are pasty white." When's the last time you showered?
You look like a piece of shit.
Yeah. I will. You are a disappointment until you step outside.
So you just take your Game Boy Color outside.
A lot of times it did.
Yeah. You know, this natural sunlight's the only way to see the screen a lot of times, so.
Yeah. Well, I had one of the twisty. Well, that was
The worm
for
lights.
Advance. Yeah.
Yeah, the worm lights. But, yeah, Pokemon Stadium 2 did very well. And that's the one that added up to 251 Pokemon,
Yeah.
which, I mean, I was such a purist even at that age. I was like, no. There's 150, maybe 151 if you want to be saucy about it. But the fact that they're just like adding Pokemon, like, oh, you just found them? I remember being a kid being not into it, but I did eventually get Pokemon Gold.
I was very accepting of the second generation of Pokemon.
Yeah.
It was the third generation where I started to draw the line.
Yep.
Like Cyndaquil and Totodile,
They're cool.
I'm cool with you guys.
I have nostalgia for them now.
Yeah. I mean,
Compared
you're
to talking ice cream cones and dancing swords.
yeah. I mean, I saw Magneto and I was like, I went, Magneto. Magnetron?
There's Magnemite and Magneton.
Magneton.
Magneto is a character from
I know,
X-Men.
yeah.
Dylan would know more about it.
That's why we need.
He's a mutant.
He's an X-Man.
He was in World War II in concentration camps. I understand why he's mad.
Yeah, I saw the magnets floating around, and even that, I was like, that's stupid. That's dumb.
That was the first generation.
I know. So
The only one that I was like, first generation, I was questionable on is Porygon. I'm like, all right, it's digital, but that's really weird, right? Like, we're all acknowledging that's really weird that there's just a digital Pokemon someone created in a computer.
yeah, that is weird.
Yeah. But I'll play your game.
Yeah.
Because it's good. April 8th, we got Dr. Mario 64. The Nintendo 64 was not getting a lot of great games. Like, besides Pokemon Stadium, Paper Mario, the faucet had been turned down quite a bit, and they were getting drips at this point because GameCube's coming. They don't want to put anything too great out there. So Dr. Mario 64 comes out. April 11th, we got Kirby Tilt and Tumble for the Game Boy Color because Kirby's so fucking cool that they put accelerometers in the cartridge and you actually had to tilt the Game Boy to control them.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool for back then.
Yeah. And I must imagine that cartridge must have been expensive.
Yeah. Nowadays, when I'm using my PlayStation 5 controller and I have to like move it a certain way, I'm like, this is stupid. I would just rather use the analog sticks. Unless it's like the flashlight thing where you have to like just shake it a little bit to get the flashlight to work again. Stuff like that I like. But back then, that was so nuanced or rare.
I hated Breath of the Wild when there's like those puzzles where
I hate that.
it never works the way I want it to.
No.
I pre-ordered Tears of the Kingdom today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I wasn't going to, but that last trailer, there's few games that I desperately want to play day one, and I also know it's worth paying for day one. That game will be worth it.
I still haven't made it through Breath of the Wild, but that's because Elden Ring and other games kind of took back over.
Yeah, I need to get back in.
I think at this point, I just have to start over.
With Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, it's been so long.
I think what you should do is probably play through the first 3 hours again, and then once you get off that plateau, then you can just pick up where you were.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea.
That'd probably be a good way to do it, but April 12th, we got Simpsons Wrestling for the PlayStation 1. There wasn't a lot happening in April.
But that game is a banger.
I've heard it's good.
I liked it. I owned a lot of the Simpsons games on the PlayStation 2. Hit and Run, though, that's creme de la creme. That's tippy top.
Yeah. I've heard good things.
Did that come out in 2001? Are we going to get to that?
I don't know.
I don't think it
Probably
did.
not. The PlayStation 2 had some fucking legs.
Yeah.
May 7th, we got Mario Party 3 for the Nintendo 64. So they're still putting out some good first-party games. Mario Party 3 initially reviewed not great, and it has since been like retroactively looked at as probably one of the best Mario Party games.
I loved it. It was my first Mario Party game ever.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of that.
They're great. You want to have 4 players sit in front of a console and just play a bunch of stupid fun mini games. You can't do much better.
That might have been the first time that I had 4 friends all hooked up to the same system playing a game.
Oh, really?
Mario Party 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a PlayStation 1 multi-tap, and we did Crash Team Racing 4-player.
Oh, nice.
And that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had the 3 brothers, so it was like we never needed a 4th controller. And then, my buddy came over, brought his controller, and I'm like, we're living in the big time now. Oh. Look at all those ports taken up.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Dreamcast had 4 ports as well. The 64 had 4, but besides that, consoles were pretty much 2-player affairs.
Yeah.
And this was a really exciting generation for us where we could, have 4 people, or as we'll get to later, 16 players for one game. And we'll get to that. But Mario Party 3 comes out May 7th, as well as Myst 3 Exile for the Windows and PlayStation 2. I'm not a Myst person. Some people are. Good for you. May 13th, we got Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons / Ages for the Game Boy Color. And this is where I want Dylan to be here. Sadly, Dylan has family stuff happening this weekend, and he couldn't be here. But Dylan would say, these games are fucking good. Yeah, fuck you, Brad. and he would be right about everything he said.
Yeah.
So I looked up a little bit about them. I haven't played these games. Did you play? No. Ages focuses more on puzzles and Seasons on action. This is also in the age of where make the game once, split it kind of half down the middle, and sell it twice. Pokemon were great at that.
Yep, don't like that. Don't do that.
Each is a complete game capable of interacting with the other via passwords or link cables. And if you beat both of them, you unlock a new ending. So they really they're making the kids have to buy or borrow one.
Yeah, and I was not like, my family wasn't like living on the streets, but we didn't have money to like just be buying a bunch of games all the time.
Yeah.
So stop doing that. Some of us just want to play.
Yeah. Mom, I need Pokemon Red and Blue. Why?
Well, it's the same game largely, but there's like 2 Pokemon that are in one that are not in the other.
I really want to get a Taurus. Please.
You have no idea how important this is to me. This
is all I have going on in my life right now.
I know, Tyler. You're 9.
Fucking please, Mom.
I'll do the dishes.
And we never did the dishes.
I did the dishes, but I never said they were clean. They're 9-year-old clean.
So not clean.
Not clean.
You ran some water over them.
Yeah, or I used way too much soap.
Yeah. It's also the amount of batteries that we would go through back in the day for those Game Boys. It's not negligible. And I didn't buy those batteries. My dad was like, how do we go through 20 AA's again? Heaven forbid you were playing the OG Game Boy with the 4 AA's in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, I did not have a battery pack, no.
I had a battery pack for my Game Boy Color, my see-through purple one. Just fucking awkward. It's
huge brick.
It's like Frankenstein, but you've made him out of microwave parts or something. Just like, kill me. Look at this screen.
It's unnatural for something to live this long.
The screen magnifies it, so it's a bigger screen. Nope, it just looks stupid.
Yeah.
Look at these subwoofers on these speakers on the side.
Don't need that.
Horrible. But yeah, I've heard good things about those games. Crazy Taxi comes to the PS2 on the 14th, and May 17th through 19th was the 7th annual Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Ooh.
Supposed to be one of the best E3s of all time.
Really?
Yeah. So we'll start here with the Game Boy Advance. Was showing off a lot of the launch titles coming to America. You got Castlevania Circle of the Moon. People are freaking out. It's a new Symphony of the Night clone. Golden Sun, RPG. Looks like a Super Nintendo game. You got Super Mario Kart, Super Mario Advance, Advance Wars. So that people are excited about that. As far as the GameCube goes, I watched some of the presentation, and this was before it was, the big Keanu Reeves shows up and everyone freaks out. It's this like awkward little room, and there was a guy holding a notebook, just reading numbers off for the Nintendo presentation, and he's like, "We're here about quality and characters," and it was very like kind of stuffy, but Miyamoto does come out, and then it gets a little more exciting. They show off what the GameCube games are going to be. They're like, what's the perfect Mario character to launch a new system? We have Luigi's Mansion. And people were confused at the time. Like, what?
Little did they know.
It was I haven't played it. I've heard nothing but good things about those games.
I loved it.
So you beat it?
I don't know if I ever beat it. Back then, I just played games. I think a lot of times I didn't even save my progress. I would just play and then turn it off and then come back and play again.
There was a couple times I didn't know I needed a memory card for a console or whatever, and I was screwed.
I got a GameCube, and I didn't even ask for one. I just opened up a present one Christmas, and I had a GameCube, and I'm like, I didn't even know about this. This is cool shit.
I remember Animal Crossing for the GameCube came with its own memory card because it took up that much space to save your village on there, and I think that's why we had Animal Crossing because of that. I also like that they used to have little memory card slots in the cases.
Oh, man, when I figured out what that was for, I felt like the smartest kid in the world because I would often look at it and be like, the fuck is that for?
And you're just like 9 years old. You're like, I don't know what
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not doing the dishes.
You know that game where you had to put like the square in the square hole, the circle in the circle hole?
Yeah.
I was notoriously bad at that. So when I was looking at the case, I was like, what is the little mystery box up here? Did they forget to give me something?
Why does it say memory card?
And then my mom bought a PlayStation 2. So now I had 2 PlayStation 2s and I didn't have to lug it back and forth.
Yeah.
And then one day I was like, well, I saved my game at my mom's house. And then I was like, wait a minute, and just popped it out, threw it in the case.
You saw equations flashing through your head.
It was like Rain Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like Alan from The Hangover when he's counting cards.
Rain Man's cooler, probably, but they're both good.
Yeah. Both accurate depictions of probably what was going through my head.
Yeah. Got it in my safe. Going to my mom's. They showed Wave Racer, Animal Crossing, and this is the debut of the Super Smash Bros. Melee trailer.
Oh, really?
And naturally, people were very excited. This is one of the most hyped trailers. It's the opening from the game, and it's just showing all of Nintendo's best characters. Because Smash had already been out on the 64, but they added a bunch of new ones, and this is still one of my favorite games of all time. I'd say top 10 or top 20 at least. Smash was a phenomenon, and I would say a lot of people will still say that it is the best Smash game. Ultimate is very good as well, but competitive Smash, the GameCube, the Melee, that's where it was.
Melee is definitely the one I played the most, and I'm not even like a super big Smash fan. I enjoy the games. I'm not saying they're bad.
Yeah.
They just weren't my cup of tea for the longest time. But that was the one I had.
Yeah.
Melee on the GameCube.
Miyamoto introduced Pikmin, and I think this was a very cool concept that people did not understand for a while. To me, it just looked like some weird technical game that I didn't look interested in. And they also showed what Legend of Zelda will look like on the GameCube. And they showed an animated trailer that didn't feature gameplay, and they didn't look anything like anything that came out.
So set the bar way too high.
It looked, it was kind of going for realism, and then Wind Waker came out, and it was all cel-shaded, pretty cartoony, and people were upset because they wanted Link to be badass and drink Mountain Dew, and not to just be ageless and timeless and beautiful. They're like, he's not even, talking down to women with a soul patch. Like, how am I supposed to relate to this guy?
Yeah, he doesn't even listen to Creed.
Yeah. Was that Creed in the trailer? Because I didn't hear it, and I don't think I want to play it.
Where's his Affliction t-shirt and his Ed Hardy jeans?
Dude, that's so bad. I love it. The PlayStation 2, they showed off their new DVD wireless remote. Very exciting. There was a trailer and demo for Jak and Daxter, which was coming this holiday season. It's supposed to be very big.
Oh, yeah.
Final Fantasy X got a trailer. Twisted Metal Black. Grand Theft Auto 3. there was a movie trailer for the new Final Fantasy Spirits Within, which surely will be the biggest thing that's ever happened in cinema. We'll talk about that sometime. Kingdom Hearts had its first minor reveal and promo material there. But the Metal Gear Solid 2 trailer was the critical darling for everybody that year. People were freaking out. Kojima just showed up and dropped the hottest thing that's ever been seen.
I wish I would have had somebody to show me Metal Gear before, because I didn't get into it till Snake Eater.
Yeah.
And I was in middle school by that time, so I'd been playing for a while. And I understood how to play the game, and I liked more mature games very quickly. That I went for mature story-driven games pretty early.
Yeah.
I really wish I would have had even a friend who, was into it, but Metal Gear flew under my radar for so long.
Kojima is so far ahead of the curve. And Metal Gear Solid, they did a remake for the GameCube that's very good, which added first person to it, but Metal Gear Solid 2 was insane shit. We'll talk about it when we get to it here in a little bit. And for Xbox, Bill Gates unveiled the Xbox for the first time. People knew it was coming, but show the finished console. And he did it with The Rock.
Oh, this just popped up on my Reddit feed.
Yeah.
Because apparently The Rock did something, and people were posting a bunch of shit that he's done in the past. Yeah. Not anything bad, just he did some normal Rock shit.
Yeah, he just kills franchises and pretends he's the biggest deal ever, and he's
the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
He pretty much hasn't touched a franchise that he didn't kill.
I just saw a trailer for Fast and the Furious.
He's not in them anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Because he would talk too much shit and he got kicked out.
That's true.
I'm not saying he's not charismatic. I'm saying he should know what lane he's supposed to be in.
No, I'm trying to think of a franchise he didn't kill.
He killed the DC franchise. He killed Shazam. He was supposed to have a Shazam appearance was supposed to happen at the end of Black Adam, and Dwayne Johnson said, "Nope, we're not ever having Shazam on screen with me. Black Adam is too cool." It's you're his classic villain.
Yeah, that's like Lex Luthor being no Superman for this guy.
And he brought Henry Cavill back. He threw so much weight around, but then Black Adam bombed so hard that the DC universe just essentially killed itself. Shazam 2, we watched the other day. It was a whole lot of fine.
Whole lot of fine.
It was a whole lot of pretty good. There was some stuff that was great, and there's some stuff that was not great, but it was okay.
I just really don't like anything that DC really has been putting out lately.
I'm excited for James Gunniverse.
Yeah, James Gunn.
Yeah.
I did see a trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Looks good.
Looks pretty good.
I'm definitely going to see that one. In theaters, even. I almost watched Ant-Man 3 because it finally showed up on a website that I've seen somewhere sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, not yet. But yeah, the Rock came out and they showed off the Xbox with the Duke controller, the big monster controller. Yeah. And I was reading an article written at the time, Xbox was headlined by a first-person shooter known as Halo, which it's funny looking back at it now. But the demo they showed had just an awful frame rate and looked like shit. So people didn't even think Halo looked that good. Xbox, though, was poised to be the strongest console coming. Built-in Ethernet port, ready to go online. 8 gigabyte hard drive. We don't need your stupid memory cards.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff. He was pumping a keg.
Yeah, you like that, baby? Yeah, I know you do. I know you like that. I know you love that.
Oh my god. Yep.
Yep.
We just watched the 69 uncensored sounds or whatever promo for Conquer.
It's it is I wouldn't say softcore, but it's something you would see in did you ever read Blender magazine?
No.
They had a Maxim.
I used to be subscribed to Microwave magazine. It was a kitchen appliance joke. Sorry. Maxim, yeah, I've seen them.
Blender, if I remember correctly, was a slightly trashier version of Maxim, or maybe I'm getting confused with another magazine.
Sure.
But
Spike,
it was
Spike TV.
Yeah, it was not a Playboy. but it wasn't classy like a Maxim.
And that was Conker's fucking avenue. They're like, yep, that's where we're going. The commercial featured a squirrel with a scantily clad lady talking about how much sex they had the night before.
Yep. While he's puking and then burping in the background for the entirety of the commercial.
And then he was pumping a keg.
That was funny, though.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, we're back. And continuing in May 22nd, we got Red Faction for the PS2. May 28th, we got Crazy Taxi 2 for the Dreamcast. I don't know if there's enough in that game to justify a sequel, but I haven't played it.
No.
They had 2 more Offspring songs. Like,
it was fun. I mean, I played Crazy Taxi quite a bit. I don't know about 2. Crazy Taxi's fun, but it's no Simpsons Hit and Run. Just say that.
We'll just say that. And Bejeweled came out for Windows May 30th, which is pretty cool. June 11th, though, is when the Game Boy Advance finally does come to America. $100 launch price with games priced between $30 and $40. At launch, there were 8 games I had down. There might have been a couple more sports games, but I don't really count those. We had Castlevania Circle of the Moon, which, huge game for me. It hasn't aged perfectly, but to have a Metroidvania handheld, problem is the Game Boy Advance screen was the darkest thing in the world.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah. And even with a light, it was still dark and muddled.
Yeah.
I don't know how I played games back then.
I mean, when I could see the screen, as quickly as possible.
There was joy when I could see the screen, but if you were on a road trip, you're done.
I'm glad I had the worm light.
Yeah, I had one for the Game Boy Advance that was like a pop-up that had like lights, and it would also cover your screen when you weren't playing.
Oh, nice.
And that's pretty nice.
I had a big, mine came in a giant bag with all the bells and whistles. It had like the worm light, and then I got the grippy thing.
Because you couldn't without the grippy thing.
Yeah.
How are you going to play?
There was a bunch of shit that I didn't even know what it did.
I like that there was a headphone jack on the... I think there was a headphone jack for the Game Boy Advance. At least there's for the SP. Choo Choo Rocket came out. Earthworm Jim. F-Zero, Maximum Velocity. That's pretty cool. Konami Crazy Racers, Rayman Advance, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and Super Mario Advance. I think that one is Super Mario World. I forget.
Yeah.
Those naming conventions were bad. But
yeah. Just stick to the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. You know how I remember like Super Bowls and UFC events? Because they're numbered. WrestleMania, whatever.
Yeah. It's 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I truthfully don't even know what they're at. But.
At least they're not doing stupid subtitles for WrestleMania. It's like WrestleMania 19, the next generation.
Honestly, it'd be pretty funny.
You're into that.
Yeah. Because you know they'd do some dumb shit.
WrestleMania, the vampire one. I'd watch it. And the Game Boy Advance sold 500,000 units in its first week. It's easy when you don't have competition.
Yeah.
You have the Pokemon machine. People need it.
Yeah. Yeah, there really was nothing to rival it.
No, the PSP wasn't coming around for a while. There were other handhelds, but nothing worth mentioning compared to the Game Boy.
So they went through the Game Boy Color, and the Advance, and there's still little competition.
Yeah, I mean, the DS stumbled out of the gate a little bit, but the DS went on to be a massive success, and now the Switch is just both.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they have that market still. June 19th, a PS2 game that I own, Twisted Metal Black, came out.
Just talking about that with Devin at work on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has no memory of Twisted Metal as a kid.
Yeah, that's a shame.
And I mean, he's like 4 years younger than I am, so that makes a little more sense. But one of our coworkers, she's like a year or two older than me.
Yeah.
She was like, "What's that game where you play as an ice cream truck driver and you're just blowing stuff up?" And I'm like,
Anthony Mackie's making a Netflix show or a series about
that's
that.
Right.
I don't know anything about it, and I don't know if there's enough to do a show about it.
I don't think there is.
Twisted Metal Black, and the series in general, but Twisted Metal Black was the first one that I really got into. It was scratching an itch that I didn't know I had for creepypasta and dark serial killer horror shit. Because you just... There is story. believe it or not, there is story, and you see like something at the beginning of someone who was escaping a mental asylum who doesn't have arms or something. And then you get to the end and they're like, someone's doing an exorcism and they're like, now I got my soul back. And I was like, what is happening here? And I remember just the characters are so fun, just like reading about their little backstories. They're all simple, but enough for me to latch onto.
Yeah. I was not a big... I mean, I liked sports games, but it didn't really translate to Twisted Metal when I had it on the PlayStation 1. I was like...
Yeah. I guess it's kind of a sports game.
Yeah, well, you think like arcadey driving kind of game, sports games, like I think they kind of run in the same vein.
Car combat.
Yeah. I wasn't super into it until Black came out too.
Well, and then they have Rolling Stones in the intro. Like, the whole point of that game is we have the Rolling Stones song. Yeah, Paint It Black.
We're going to flex it.
And we are going to flex it hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that game quite a bit. And up next, June 22nd, Baldur's Gate 2, The Throne of Baal.
These games have been recommended to me by several people saying, I think, if anybody, Tyler, you'd really like these games. And I've never played them.
You probably would.
I know. Because I think they're doing another one.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we covered that a couple episodes ago.
After I record an episode, I forget it.
I purged the information
It's
from
gone.
my brain. Yeah.
What are video games?
Elden Ring? What?
I'm excited to be 70 and listening to all of the Elton Dogs episodes. Like, man, I was an idiot. I don't like myself.
It'll be like, those were the glory days.
When our great-great-grandkids, like, we can't go to our great-grandfather's podcast because they didn't have them back in the fucking 20s. And unfortunately, these things live forever.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, hey, I hope that I was a cool guy and I died well. Hopefully I wasn't in prison or anything. But
yeah, that goes double for me as long as I avoid prison.
yeah, just don't listen to podcasts until you get your homework done, you idiots.
Yeah. And eat your vegetables.
If there are vegetables in the future, we don't know.
Yeah. They're probably just microplastics.
You just eat plastic. Hope the plastic tastes good in the future, bitch. June 19th saw Sonic Adventure 2 come to the Dreamcast. A swan song, a farewell, a final hurrah for the Dreamcast. Was just before Sonic's 10th anniversary. Sonic Adventure 2 sold 500,000 copies in the first week worldwide. And I don't like Sonic Adventure games personally. Some people say that they're fine. I don't like them personally.
I've played very little of them.
Yeah.
I mean, hence not having a Dreamcast and all.
Well, you can get them on the GameCube now. I have it on the GameCube, I believe. But I also wouldn't want to play them either way. July 2nd, Final Fantasy Chronicles comes to the PlayStation 1, which is Final Fantasy 4 and Chrono Trigger. And I think July 10th is the first killer game for the PS2. We get Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. 1 million units sold in the first 3 days.
Damn. That's always been a really popular franchise that I played a few of them.
I owned Gran Turismo 3. I got it for like $50, I want to say. And I played it for maybe an hour. It was just, I did not get simulation driving games.
Yeah.
It's for car people. It's for car nuts.
Yeah, I really got to be in the mood for it. And even then, it's like, it's a one-day play. And then I'm like, all right, well, I never have to play that again.
Yep. But it's a big deal. And for people that love car simulators, the PS2 has the best one available at the time now. And that's cool. July 19th, Final Fantasy X arrives in Japan for the PlayStation 2 because this was still the time periods where Japan got the good stuff generally earlier than us. Sometimes it shifted the other way now, but first day in Japan, it sold 2.14 million units.
Damn.
With 1.5 million pre-orders, which is pretty big. Yeah. July 23rd, we got Max Payne on the Windows, and July 29th, Pokemon Crystal for the Game Boy Color arrives in North America because Game Boy Color is still getting some baller-ass games.
Yeah.
Pokemon could release something that only plays in the original Game Boy, and people would go fucking nuts for it.
And we're starting to get to the point now where, like, we're starting to hit some of, like, the big boy games from my childhood. Max Payne played the walk out of Max Payne.
Talk to me about it.
Max Payne was so. I mean, Max Payne was.
Is that the guy that has a squinched up face?
Yeah, he's like
yeah.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a weird Mark Wahlberg.
Like he had a jar head and he's taking a dump at the same time.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? Jar heads? The sour candies?
Warheads.
Warheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's eating a warhead, taking a dump. Yeah. He looks ridiculous. But I had slow motion bullet physics. I took painkillers to like
while you were
heal
playing
myself. No, I was a child. I was probably crushing cream soda and eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Wash dishes for 5 minutes and get back to gaming.
Oh, yeah. I was way too young to play Max Payne when I did. And then it started the trend of me like, I want to play the games where you shoot people and do the cool stories.
I'm tired of raising animals in these stupid games.
I don't want to jump on any more things and squish them.
You play Twisted Metal, you're like, I want to have a demon inside of me.
Mom, I'll do the dishes so you buy this game for me because there's evil in me and I need to get it out.
I want to be a devil. God dang it. I love you. Thank you.
I watched a bunch of like action movies as a kid, though, like Con Air, The Rock,
Sure.
like all those Jerry Bruckheimer films from like the early mid 90s were my favorite movies growing up. So Max Payne felt like one of those movies, but now it's a game and I get to control it and do all the cool gunfights. And I mean,
bullet time's cool stuff.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I was at an age where I could like start to follow the story more of the game. Like I was paying attention to what people were saying. I wasn't just running around like senseless like I used to. So, you know, the death of his family and then trying to get revenge. I was like, I don't know what. And little 9-10-year-old Tyler was like, this speaks to me.
You're like, they must pay. They must pay. They will die.
Yeah, and the game was so fucking hard.
Yeah,
yeah, because I mean, I've not recently, but semi-recently, replayed the original version of the game.
Yeah.
Not that there's another one, but
there probably is.
They're remaking it currently. And it's still
his name
clunky.
is Max Payne.
Yeah, and what's funny is I made the Mark
Max
Wahlberg
Payne.
joke. Mark Wahlberg ended up playing him in a movie.
Did he?
Yeah, there's a Max Payne movie starring Mark Wahlberg.
Horrifying.
Where he plays, and it's not a good movie.
Does he make the face?
No. But he's like, you killed my wife. You killed my daughter. Say hello to your
She
mother
was my
for me."
wife. Now she's dead. So are you. Say hi to your mother for me and help, right?
Yeah, Max Payne was fucking great, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite games probably. No, I wouldn't say of all time, but one of the biggest nostalgia games I have.
And Pokemon Crystal was a fucking Pokemon Gold and Silver again with like two things changed and then everyone bought it.
Yep.
Kind of like Pokemon Yellow was. It allowed players to select gender, which is cool. And there's like a new battle tower and some animation upgrades. Not a big deal, but believe me, every fucking Pokemon person bought it.
Had it.
Yep. August 19th, we got Madden NFL 2002.
You know I had that.
I know you had that.
I had that
Probably for the PS1 or the PS2?
For the PlayStation, I got... No, I guess I might not have had that one because I...
It's hard when there's 1,000 of them.
Yeah. I had a Madden for the PlayStation 2 very quickly after March Madness 2002. So it might have been 03 was the one I got.
You know, if I could go back then, I'd say just get the one from last year. It's going to be $10.
Yeah, but I needed the updated rosters.
There was actually quality of life improvements back then. Now, not so much.
Yeah. In fact, NBA 2K23, the newest one, is the best improvement I've seen in a sports game from year to year.
Okay. How's Giannis look?
He looks like Giannis.
So hot?
Yeah.
Nice.
Chris Middleton is also very sweaty in the game, too. So they got
nailed
that right.
it.
Yeah. But it
Grayson Allen is punching people.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But they let you go back to 1983.
Okay.
You can start there and you can redo the history of the NBA.
So I can play as Alexei Pajitnov?
You could create a character in 1983 and name him that and play as him, yeah.
He'd probably be horrible at basketball.
Yeah, no, I don't think he'd be very good.
They probably didn't have a lot of that in the USSR.
He was like of average height, right?
Yeah.
Typically, you're going to want to be
I still need to watch that movie. August 20th, we got Armored Core 2 for the PlayStation 2, and Mario Kart Super Circuit arrived on the Game Boy Advance on August 27th, if that was your thing. September, We got Shenmue 2 for the Dreamcast, which some people are crazy about those games. I missed the boat.
I was really into it for like 2 months.
Shenmue?
Yeah.
For real?
That's the one where you really do nothing for a long time.
You walk
right?
around and talk with people?
And you kick a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You liked it for like a month.
Well, this is also before I really even knew what they were playing in Japan and stuff. So it was like, I wouldn't say a culture shock, but it was like, there's a lot of shit out there that I'm not even like plugged into yet.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like an awakening for, keep your eye on different types of games.
Yeah.
Because it felt like at the time a very realized world.
I had a new awakening in me when I was 12 and saw a Conquer commercial. What is this? Oh! It sounded like Mickey Mouse, and I was before puberty. This is when it'd be nice to have Dylan here. September 10th, Advance Wars came to the Game Boy Advance. People were crazy about that game. I've never played them. Good strategy game. And September 14th is when the GameCube launched in Japan. We'll talk about our own GameCube launch in a bit. We got a Klonoa Empire of Dreams game for the Game Boy Advance, Monster Rancher 3, PS2. If any of these
Did you say quinoa?
Klonoa,
Oh,
not quinoa.
I was going to say it's quinoa.
It's quinoa, bitch. September 24th, Phantasy Star Online version 2, which is the same game with like 4 new levels. The one that I played for the Xbox is 1 and 2 together. Silent Hill 2 came out on the PlayStation 2 September 24th. A beloved franchise that I never played, and I feel like I missed the boat. And if you're not on the boat, you won't catch up to it. It's just different.
I rented it. If I would have bought it, I feel like I would have been really into it, but I only rented it for like a 2-night rental at Family Video.
Yeah.
And it was not enough time for me. I had a very busy life back then. I had school.
Dishes.
I had to ride my bike around.
Yep.
I played tackle football at the park.
You were trying to get demons inside of you.
Yeah. And Max Payne was already there, so it was like...
You were just vowing vengeance for your family as a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Well, if you look at my life trajectory, being a little angsty emo boy, once I discovered MCR, it all tracks.
I can see it.
Yeah.
It's just one steady line. There's no progression up and down. It's just one line across Tyler's character.
I came out of the womb with like the black hair swoosh over the eye.
They're like, is that eyeliner or is that just the way his eyes look?
Yeah, this kid feels.
Yeah. He seems so depressed. Yeah. He's a baby, but he's not an old soul. He's a depressed kid. We got Kessen 2 for the PlayStation 2, and then Ico arrived September 30th. Many cite this as being one of the greatest video games of all time.
What is it called?
Ico. ICO.
Oh, wait. I've heard
Ico.
of that. Yeah. I'd have to look
It's like the forerunner to Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, yeah. I never played that.
I missed the boat.
Yeah.
And I would like to try it now. I don't know if it would. You go back to those old games and they just don't control the way you want them to, and there's some quality of life that's not there. But if Dylan was here, he'd be like, hey, fuck you, Brad. It's the best game ever. It's so good. Like the characters and the story, and like the kid has like horns on his helmet, and I like that. And she's 19, and I don't know if all. Don't quote me, but yeah, it's one of those games that I know people have strong, good feelings for, and I wish Dylan was here to tell us how he really thought.
Yeah,
and the age of the characters. October 1st for the PlayStation 2, we got Time Crisis 2. If any of these games jump out at you, just jump in. October 8th, Castlevania Chronicles for the PlayStation 1, because they did a remake of a Castlevania Game Boy game for some reason.
Why not?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney makes its debut in Japan.
I've seen this game online. Like
Yeah.
I've watched videos and like people have reviewed it. It looks like a weird game.
I'm sure it's awesome.
Yeah.
There's that big of a following, and yeah, like I know Dylan has spoken highly of it, and generally, if he says something is good, it means it is.
Yeah, and I don't mean weird like bad. I mean weird like
Bizarre.
yeah.
It's all finding flaws in arguments, and then like when you call people out or like you make certain moves in your conversation.
Objection.
Yeah, and it's like hype as fuck.
Yeah.
But it was Japan only for 4 years until North America got a DS release.
We weren't ready.
I think October 17th is a game that you're familiar with.
What's that?
Devil May Cry
Yeah.
for the PlayStation 2 series debut.
The first one is the only one I've ever played.
Okay, but you like the first one?
Yeah, it was all right.
Okay.
Yeah,
It seems up your alley. Probably Vengeance and Demons.
Yeah, I have no idea why I didn't like jump on.
I could see you having a red trench coat.
Well, the other thing is,
Can I dye my hair white, Mom?
I didn't like. I played Max Payne, but I didn't really play a whole bunch of games right at the beginning of the PlayStation 2 life cycle. Like once I started earning some money for chores and like helping out around the house and shit, then I would go rent games. But then at that point, I had like a 3-year backlog of games to try. So if it didn't immediately jump out at me, or if it wasn't what my friends were playing, then it slipped through the cracks.
There was 1 year of my life, probably like 2016, something like that, where I was living in Rochester with my brother, and there was a video rental store where you could rent video games. And I actually would go and rent Wii U games and play through them. And it felt out of time. It didn't feel like it should happen, but I could just go and it was great. Like $8 could be all Captain Toad. I wish game rentals were still a thing.
Yeah, that was the most fun I think I ever had as a kid, is when you had money and my dad would be like, get the 7-day rental.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't doing a 1 or 2. It's like, this is mine for a week.
There was like one weekend where I know we had like all 3 or 4 Mortal Kombat games for the Sega Genesis at once. There's one time we had Sonic and Knuckles and all 3 Sonic games. I'm like, this is going to be the best weekend I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And you had friends over, and it was insane.
I went to my grandparents up in the UP for Christmas one year, and we were there for a long time. And it was also my birthday. And we were going to be there for like a week or two, and we got a really bad snowstorm. We couldn't really go out and do anything. So we were all just cooped up in the house. My dad went to fucking Blockbuster and rented the console.
Never did that. That's
and
so cool.
grabbed me a couple games and came back and was like, there you go. And I just had a PlayStation 2 up at my grandparents' house, and I'm like, this is the life.
Yeah.
I'm playing Max Payne in my grandpa's house.
I'm not doing dishes this weekend.
No, I didn't have to. It was my birthday week.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do miss game rentals.
I don't know if there'd be a viable market, because I'd be interested in renting some games. But also, I have 1,000 games that I own that I haven't even touched, so I shouldn't rent anything.
Before I bought Crusader Kings 3,
I've never even played. I've never played My Universe, My Baby. Thank you, Kip. But I have not played that yet. Imagine Fashion Party, Big Mother Truckers, Chuck E. Cheese's party game. I have these great games sitting around collecting dust. I have Gummy Bears Mini Golf. It's a 1-player game. You'd expect it to be 2 players, and it's a 1-player game. Yeah.
I own 1 physical game that I have not played.
And that's it?
Yep.
I have games that I haven't even opened.
Oh, well, this one's unopened either.
It's Anthem, though.
Oh, I have 2.
Thanks, Stoy.
Yes. Also, thanks, Stoy, for Dark Souls Remastered, because it's that same. I got it the same night.
Yeah. It's the reason I have 2 copies of Elden Ring. Big month, October, though. October 22nd, 2001, Grand Theft Auto 3 arrives on the PlayStation 2.
That's the big boy right there.
That's the big boy.
That's a big boy.
Changed games.
That my dad got it for me, had no idea what the game was.
Oh, it's called Grand Theft Auto? I'm sure it's fine.
My parents also didn't give a fuck what I watched as a kid.
Yeah.
And
did that change, or was it always like that?
For me, it was always like that.
Yeah.
Because I think they saw the ship sailed on me.
Yeah.
For me for a while back.
Yeah.
And then my brothers, they kind of tightened the screws a little bit. Like, well, maybe don't let your brother play that. But I had free range, so I got this game. It was the second game I ever got on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And I would bang hookers to get health back. And I didn't know I was so young playing the game, I didn't interpret what was happening in the car. I thought she was just giving me health. And my dad walked in and was like, the fuck are you doing? I'm like, getting health back. It totally went over my head. I think
Why did you run over her? I wanted my money back.
Yeah. I paid for healthcare.
Yeah. America.
Yeah.
Am I right? I don't think we ever owned Grand Theft Auto 3.
I've played this game probably almost more than any other game I've ever played in my life.
Grand Theft Auto 3, GameSpy called it the most offensive game of the year and absolutely reprehensible. And it is. It is extremely offensive. And it is morally all over the place, and it's fun as hell.
Yeah, I mean, there was no holds bar in this game.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my stepmom folding laundry, and then I had Luigi be like, some scuzzy pimp is feeding my bitches snuff, and you need to go introduce a bat to his face. And then she's like, what are you doing in there? And I'm like, I'm going
to go put a bat to his face.
I'm playing the game you bought me. Leave me alone.
I am just trying to be 10, okay?
Yeah. And I'm going to go introduce a bat to his face.
Let me live my life, Mom. Within its first year, it sold 6 million copies. Murdering prostitutes was concerning to many politicians.
Isn't that what... That's like their big thing,
That's
though.
their MO.
Yeah, that's what politicians
do. I guess they just didn't want attention drawn to it, maybe.
And if they're dead, they're hookers. They're prostitutes when they're alive. I learned that from Archer.
Is that true?
No. That's just what Archer says when Cyril Figgis almost kills the one.
I should never trust Archer. And it was so offensive, Walmart started checking IDs for those purchasing the game.
That's crazy.
I like it. I mean, that's cool. And oh, you want free publicity, Grand Theft Auto? Here's all the free publicity you could want.
Yeah.
And now people want to play it more.
I watched a really good video back when Al Gore's wife was trying to crush the music industry.
Oh, Tippy.
And, Dee Snider went in there and gave his whole address to, because they were using lyrics that he wrote on one of his albums to be like, you shouldn't be able to say this in music.
Yeah. Dee Snider's been great across the board every time he shows up to like court stuff.
Big free speech guy.
He's gotten very angry at Republicans for using his music.
Yes.
He's like, do you not know what We're Not Going to Take It's about?
It's about you, motherfucker.
It's about you.
But had you never had that controversy and those trials to orchestrate or to really solidify free speech as like creative and part of the artist's expression in their music, we wouldn't have got the games that came out because the politicians in public were, I wouldn't say geared up for it, but they weren't caught by surprise.
They just wanted talking points.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 3 was a big fucking deal. This is the kind of thing that would sell systems, and this was exclusive on the PS2 for a long time.
Wasn't it until San Andreas?
Eventually, the other ones did come to Xbox, but that ship had sailed a long time ago.
Yeah.
They're on everything now. You could probably get them on the Switch. I don't know. Probably.
I would assume so.
But Grand Theft Auto 3, I remember first time playing it at friends' houses. I remember being blown away at the scope of the open world. And yeah, it did a lot for open world games. It was kind of like Go, where you could really just do anything.
I liked the ability I had. I mean, it's the first time in my life where it introduced the mini map that you could drive around and it would show you where you're going, and you had to go to a different location to go get a quest or do a mission. Mm-hmm. And then if you didn't want to do that, you could steal a cop car and you could be a cop, or you could steal a taxi cab and be a taxi cab driver or paramedic.
And they have like different radio stations playing.
Yeah, with actually some bangers.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize how nostalgic that radio was for me until I played the remaster that Rockstar just put out that was hot dog shit for a long time. Mm-hmm. It's still not great.
I remember Grand Theft Auto Vice City having a way bigger effect on me than it should have. Like, I got so into 80s music for a while.
Oh, yeah. And those commercials, like, they were hype as fuck for the game.
Yeah.
You had a flock of seagulls playing, and it was like people rollerblading.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also in October, we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. And I don't think a game, like, we're talking about games that kind of just defined who I was for a while. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Really into skateboarding at the time. And this is a blueprint for music that I would love for the next, 3 years.
Yep. I never owned that game, but I rented it on almost a bi-weekly basis for a long time.
So good.
Yeah, I probably paid more for that game than I should have. If I would have just bought it, it would have been better.
Yeah. Amazing game. Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex came out October 28th. Spyro Season of Ice for the Game Boy Advance. Civilization 3 came out on the 30th.
We are one generation away from me being introduced to it.
10 years old, you did not know enough.
I was not into politics.
No.
Was not into Civ building.
Soul Reaver 2 came out on the PlayStation 2 on Halloween, as well as Mega Man Battle Network, the series debut, and Dragon Warrior 7 came to the PS1. So PS1, still getting bangers as well.
Yeah.
If you're into those JRPGs, they got you. November was a big month for the year. Started off with Ace Combat 4 and Burnout coming to PS2, as well as FIFA Football 2002. November 5th, SSX Tricky came out.
Oh, there's a banger.
There's a banger.
Yeah.
I love SSX Tricky.
Yeah, that is such a fun game.
And played the hell out of that one quite a bit. It was PS2 at first, but then it very quickly came to the other consoles once they came out.
This also, just talking about these games is also making me a little nostalgic for the times where, like, that was another game that a different one of my friends owned. So if I wanted to play it, I could go over to his house. But not all of us owned all the same games for a long time. So if I wanted to play that, I had to go over to Jared's house.
Yeah.
Or I had to go to Max's house to play Halo.
Or
and
do
those
a
days
borrow trade scenario.
Yeah, and those days are kind of long gone now. Because, I mean, we're all adults, but...
I borrow games from Dylan often.
But when I was a kid, I had nothing to do. I would just go sit at my friend's house and play games. And it was free. I didn't have to do the dishes over there.
You could just go over there and watch somebody play a single-player game. And it was as good.
Yeah, I used to watch Max play all the time. Mm-hmm. And he would be like, do you want to play the game? I'm like, no, this is fine.
I'm happy, thank you.
Yeah, you're better at it than I am. Keep going.
Pick that hooker up. Project Gotham Racing made its debut on the X. Well, not yet. It's around the corner. That's going to be with the launch here. The 12th of November, we got Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance. A fantastic RPG and Super Nintendo quality graphics. It's just great. And you can even go head-to-head with your friends with the link cable if you want. But I love this game. Cool puzzles. And that is a game that people are still in love with. Nostalgia runs deep.
Rated E for everybody for mild violence.
So in the next 5 days, a lot happens. First, the PS2 decides to whip out its big Metal Gear Solid and slap Xbox and GameCube in the face, because November 13th, we get Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty for the PlayStation 2. In Japan, it sold 1 million units on its first day. It was the top-selling game of November 2001 with 1.8 million units sold. And strangely enough, it actually arrived in America first.
Really?
Which is weird. It arrived there in America 2 weeks early. Kojima has a weird love affair with America. He posted on Instagram today, him at In-N-Out Burger. I'm like, who is this man?
Was he with Norman Reedus?
He's always hanging out with not like Jordan Key and Peele, Jordan Peele, the director.
Oh, Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. He's just always hanging out with like really cool celebrities.
He's hanging out with Jordan Peele?
Yeah, he hangs out with them quite a bit.
I would love to see what those two can cook up.
I'd love to talk with him. I haven't checked out his podcast yet, surprisingly, but Metal Gear Solid 2 was also very unexpected because you haven't played it. All of the promo materials, everything is Solid Snake. You only play as Snake for like a couple hours, and then you play as Raiden the whole time, who is a blonde-haired whiny boy.
I did play the Raiden game that came out in like 2013-ish.
Revengeance Rising, something like that.
Where you just play as him, and he's got like the fucking
he became a sword.
Yeah.
That was when he was cooler. This game, he was not cool yet. There's scenes of him getting peed on. Fun stuff. But it's also, you were talking about being 10 years old and not knowing a lot about politics. This game goes full off into insane, fun conspiracy theory. It's a simulation at some points, and it is predicting things ahead of its time. And terrorist plots, Kojima somehow has his finger on the pulse of humanity in a way that is uncomfortable to me. He predicts like a global pandemic that separates everybody before we have a global pandemic that separates everybody.
Yeah, what game is he working on next? Maybe we should keep an eye on
Death
him.
Stranding 2. He even made a joke about that for the trailer. He's like, I won't try and be so accurate or something on this one.
Damn.
Yeah. Make a game about how Brad wins a lot of money or something. That'd be great. But yeah, so they release Metal Gear Solid 2 2 days before the Xbox launches and 5 days before the GameCube launches. So yeah, there's 2 console launches happening right now. We have November 15th, the Microsoft Xbox launches, $299 for the console. And to produce the console, cost them $425. They lost $125 on every console they sold.
So, okay. I was never very good in school.
It's bad.
Yeah, that's bad money management, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if they checked their Chime bank account, they would see that the number's in the red, right?
Microsoft has fuck you money, though.
That is true.
And to buy your way into a console war is not easy.
Yeah, because this is their first iteration.
It's their first iteration, and it is the most powerful console by a good amount. And it's got a built-in hard drive. It's internet ready to go. You don't have to buy any accessories for that. For some reason, though, one of the most boneheaded moves is it has DVD playback, but not unless you buy a $30 accessory for it.
You have everything.
Why are you going to stop there? That's where you're drawing the line. That was very frustrating, but it had HD TV support with $20 cords you'd have to buy for it. But 4 controller ports on the front and a built-in Ethernet port. The launch titles varies not a lot. It launched with Dead or Alive 3, Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, Cell Damage, and Halo Combat Evolved. Now, the thing is about Halo is you don't need any other game on the entire system, and I would have bought it.
Yeah.
So I was a PS2 boy at first, and I'm like, I don't need any other consoles. But then I think it was Resident Evil that made me want to pick up a GameCube, and I said, but Nintendo's still cool. I would never buy an Xbox. Fuck Xbox. And then I had a buddy who brought over Halo, and I had 2 friends that brought over Xbox and Halo, and we had an 8-player LAN party, and I was like, this is officially the craziest thing that's ever happened in my life.
I was like 11 or 12, and I had a crush on a girl, and I was over at her house, and she was like, do you want to play Halo? And I was like, I don't know what the fuck Halo is, because I'm a PlayStation kid, and I don't get out much.
Yeah.
And I played Halo, and I was like, what is going on here?
What's happening here?
What's going on here?
50% of Xbox consoles had Halo. Like 1 out of 2 people would wind up buying Halo if they had an Xbox. Released to universal acclaim and called one of the best shooters ever and the new standard for multiplayer console combat. So before this, you had GoldenEye for the 64 was like 4-player deathmatch.
Yep.
Can't get better than that for consoles. And Halo shows up and just... I mean, I would say it plays perfectly for what it is. It is fun. It's fairly, well, it's not super balanced, but it's fun. Fun, like weird weapons, vehicles, cool maps. And with those built-in Ethernet ports, you can local area network the shit out of it, and you can have 16-player parties with 4 Xboxes, 4 TVs, and that was the height of gaming maybe for me. Having 15 friends over with 4 Xboxes and 16 controllers.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best.
Well, I really got into the LAN parties in Halo 2 and Halo 3 because by that point I had an Xbox.
Yeah.
And we would stay in my buddy Cody's basement, and there would be like, 5 or 6 of us. And I would put my TV and my Xbox in my little Red Ryder wagon that I used to ride in as a child and drag it like 25 blocks to Cody's house and set it all up, and then the next morning tear it down and take it home.
Yeah. That was the age of teenagers putting TVs in their cars and going to friends' houses.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
I didn't have my license then.
No, yeah, I was later on in Halo 1's lifespan, but before Halo 2, which took a while. We did Halo parties all the time.
Yeah, Halo was probably my first multiplayer game.
Yeah.
That or Battlefield, maybe. I don't know when Battlefield came out, but I remember playing that.
But that was my first time ever having, like, I thought 8 players sounded insane. To get 16 players all in the same like shared room and same game. And that was before we were drinking, so we could play all night.
Oh yeah.
Once we started drinking, those Halo parties did not last as long.
Your KD took a hit.
Yeah. But I drove the vehicles around. The Xbox sold over 1 million units in its first week and 1.5 million by the end of the year. It eventually did overtake the GameCube in sales. More Xboxes were sold than GameCubes. November 18th, the GameCube launched in America. $199 retail price.
With the cutest little compact disc you've ever seen.
GameCube's adorable.
Yeah.
I do like the GameCube. I have since realized it's one of my favorites. Consoles sold out in North America. Within 3 weeks, they sold 600,000 units because that's all they had. Launch titles, a lot of sports games. Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader, which is one of the most beloved Star Wars games. Crazy Taxi, Wave Race Blue Storm, Disney's Tarzan Untamed, Batman Vengeance, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Luigi's Mansion was the big one that they were pushing, that they wanted people to talk about. But the game that everyone did talk about, at least me, was Super Monkey Ball. Love Super Monkey Ball so much. Great game.
I rented this one.
Yeah. This was the game that people just kind of bought as you needed to get a second game. And it's the one you wind up playing the whole first night. Because it's fun multiplayer, it's simple, and god dang, is it not fun.
Yeah.
I'm super happy that I have my GameCube GC HD adapter so I can play it in HD.
Yeah.
Because all the other iterations of Monkey Ball have been horrible since the first 2 games, but I can still play them on my big TV and they look pretty good. Also, in November, we got Wario Land 4 for the Game Boy Advance, WWF SmackDown, Just Bring It for the PS2.
Amazing game.
A good game?
Yep. I was a big fan of the Generation X and the Attitude Era. I owned, like, at one point I had about 100 different action figures.
Yep.
And I would wrestle with them and do little matchmaking in my...
You probably told some people to suck it at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was really into wrestling as a kid, so my dad bought, and so was my dad. So it was a game that we could play together. We could play with my brothers, and so my dad mostly bought us wrestling games like every year.
Yeah.
Because I think he liked them too. That and Madden, like I could almost guarantee I was going to get those at some point every year because my dad also wanted to play them. And that game was amazing.
Those are good games to play with family, with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wrestling games are fun.
Yeah.
If anything, they're more real than real wrestling because it's actually a competition instead of a predetermined destination.
Yeah, unless you were playing with me at the time because no one could beat me.
Oh, big talk.
Well, my brothers were also like, I think one of them might have still been in a diaper. The other one was...
Justin's not in those anymore, right?
Touch and go.
Touch and go, depending on how much he's drank. Return to Castle Wolfenstein came to Windows. We got Star Wars Starfighter in the Xbox, and the PlayStation 1 got Twisted Metal Small Brawl, which is like a Micro Machine mini version of Twisted Metal.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, me neither, but it happened. December, our final month of the year, Breath of Fire was released in the Game Boy Advance. Pikmin arrived on the GameCube on December 3rd, and people said, oh, okay. Also arriving on December 3rd, though, was a big fucking deal called Super Smash Bros. Melee. It missed the release day for the launch of the GameCube, but I lost my copy of Melee, and to buy a used copy cost me $70.
Holy shit.
Because this is so beloved, and despite that, it's, I want to say, the most or one of the most best-selling games on the GameCube, it's still hard to find. Used, very good, it says on my copy here. But yeah, Melee was a big fucking deal. But you said you weren't a big Smash person.
No, Melee is the first one I played and the one I've played the most.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big Smash guy. I think now that I have a Switch, definitely.
Do you have Ultimate yet?
No.
You should pick it up.
I only have.
It's got a really cool story, like single player mode.
I should pick it up because all I got is Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild, Hades, Portal 1, and Portal 2.
Yeah. That's pretty good, though.
That's a good lineup.
You're doing okay. Smash Brothers sold 358,000 units in its first week in Japan and 250,000 units first week in the United States. Naughty Dog released their new IP, Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, December 3rd as well for the PlayStation 2, and it wasn't as good as Crash Bandicoot.
It was not. My mom bought it for me. This is right around my birthday, December. So it was definitely a birthday present. And my mom knocked it out of the park with this gift because I played Jak and Daxter for a long time.
It was a great game. And it was the next obvious step for the Crash Bandicoot-like style of games.
Yeah.
But it's also, it feels a little too derivative. Whereas when they'd made the jump to Uncharted, you could tell like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is new. Jak and Daxter, to me, it always seemed like a failed attempt at a mascot. Jak is not a great name and not a great design for what you want. Like Crash Bandicoot was so good it defined an era of consoles.
I always viewed Jak and Daxter as like the great value Crash Bandicoot.
That's so insulting.
I know, but
it's good. I get it.
But I liked it.
Yeah.
And I would say there was a time in my life where I liked it more than Crash Bandicoot.
And they're good games. I love the worlds and I love exploring in them. I like Jak 1, I think, more than the other ones. Once they started like leaning into edgelord Jak.
Yeah, not once he got the soul patch.
No, like Jak 1 was at least still cartoony and fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, they really just like, all right, it's a desolate post-apocalypse now. I'm like, all right.
Whatever you say.
Can you just give me some Nathan Fillion or something like that? Or Nolan North? I want something a little more fun. Mega Man X6 came out on the PlayStation 1 because fuck it.
Why not?
Why not? This is the worst Mega Man game. And I played X7 and 8. Mortal Kombat Advance on the Game Boy Advance. We got Shadow Hearts for the PS2. December 21st, Silent Hill 2 Director's Cut came to Xbox. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 2 came to Game Boy Advance. But the last game that we'll talk about, December 20th of 2001, Final Fantasy X arrives in America. And I know you played this game.
I have never beaten it.
You've never beaten it?
Never beaten it.
But you have fond feelings for it, right?
It is arguably my favorite game of all time.
You've never beaten it?
Never beaten it.
You ding dong.
It's installed on my PlayStation right now.
You're gonna beat it because we're talking about it later this year.
Yeah, that's why I installed it again. I got stuck at a part.
Was it with Kamari?
It was the fucking spaceship with the poison dragon thing.
Okay. Oh yeah.
But I have nothing. I have no health. I have nothing at that point. Like I just hit a rough spot in the game, and my lineup is just not good.
Stagger your saves.
Yes.
Just kind of always keep them a little staggered.
I had no idea what Final Fantasy was, and my uncle introduced me to this game. And it was, first of all, the graphics. Like, the cutscenes were beyond anything that I was ready for.
Voice acting.
This is the dopest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah. And despite some of their outfits being the dumbest shit you'll ever see,
yeah,
the world is great. It's got a simple like version of like the action battle ATB system, and it's just fun. And the characters are fun. Like, yeah, Waka's a little racist.
I didn't pick up on it as a kid.
And Auron might be a ghost. We don't know.
Yeah.
And what's up with Lulu? You know,
it was a big game for me because I went to film school. I like to think that I've always been creative. I've always made up stories or tried to write as long as I can remember. And for video games to make me care about the characters on a level that felt like you don't just enjoy watching this movie or playing this game. Like, I truly cared about the characters as I was playing it. I had never experienced anything. Like, I liked Max Payne, but I didn't really give a fuck.
You didn't care about him.
Yeah. I was like, you're a vehicle to exorcise demons.
Something Final Fantasy X does really good is you feel the growth of the characters, not only, emotionally, but when you're finishing parts of the sphere grid and you see how your character is like after every battle you go and you like might get 1 sphere level, but +2 strength. or you get like a new ability, and you really feel those characters developing and learning more. And once you get through their part of the sphere grid and you get to move them to a new part, that's the scariest shit of the whole game to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know the first time I took Kamari down into Riku's like thief's path, and he became the weakest, most useless character. Take Kamari down Arin's path or Waka's, but game's great. Big fan. One of my favorite Final Fantasies ever.
I actually had to use strategy. Like I couldn't just bullet time my way around shit or smash it or drive around it.
Yeah, I put a lot of time into those games. I've beaten 10 probably 3 times.
I never owned it because, like I said, we didn't have a ton of money when I was a kid, but my uncle who lived in Arkansas owned it. So I would stay with my grandparents for a month every summer.
Yeah.
So 1 month every year, I got to play Final Fantasy for a part of a day per week.
Yeah.
And it was like every time I went to go visit my grandparents, I knew I get to play Final Fantasy.
This is one of those games, too, where I could be watching other people play it or other people could watch me play it. And everyone's like, this is fine.
Yeah, I watched my uncle play it quite a bit. He broke a lot of controllers.
On Final Fantasy X?
Just in general, but yeah, definitely on
general.
Final Fantasy X.
Yeah. 2001, though. Bangers all the way around.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy X, Halo, Smash Brothers Melee, Metal Gear Solid 2,
Devil
the Game
May
Boy,
Cry,
the
Max
Game Boy
Payne.
Advance, the GameCube, the Xbox.
I didn't realize how big that year was for games.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, how many I played.
Yeah. The games are so beloved that you'll get to them outside of the year. Like, down the line, I could still go back and play a lot of these games and think that they're as brilliant as the day they came out. Not Grand Theft Auto 3, but that's also one of the biggest games ever made.
Yeah, I can still play that one. The remaster wasn't too bad. It was bad. They fixed it a little bit.
It's still bad.
I mean, but if you played the vanilla version of the game, it's still going to be clunky as fuck. Like, it's not going to be a good time. It's going to be more nostalgia than anything. So at least they fixed some of the combat.
It's just riding nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go down a list here of the top 10 best-selling games of 2001. Number 10, we have The Sims with 1.482 million. Didn't come out this year, but still sold a shit ton.
I played a lot of Sims.
Number 9, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for the PlayStation 1 and PC.
I did not play that. I wasn't reading the books yet.
And not a great game, but 1.712 million. Super Mario Advance for the Game Boy Advance, 1.95 million. I'm surprised it's this low. Number 7 is Grand Theft Auto 3.
That's surprising.
But it did only come out for a couple months. 1.965 million, but it was the top grossing game of the year, the most money made, but as far as units sold. Number 6, Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons / Ages, Game Boy Color, 2.02 million, but also those are two separate games that I'm sure some people bought both copies of.
Yeah.
Number 5, Madden NFL 2002 for the PS2 and PS1, 2.22 million. Number 4, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, 2.55 million for the PlayStation 2. Number 3, we have Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec for the PlayStation 2 at 2.82 million. Number 2, despite only being out for like 9 days of the year, Final Fantasy X.
No shit.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
3.18 million units sold. But number 1, Pokemon Gold / Silver / Crystal for the Game Boy Color sold 3.954 million units.
That's 3 games.
Yeah. They count as one, though, I guess.
And why the fuck did I own all 3 of them?
We'll talk about Street Fighter next month. It's a big selling game. I'm like, there's 8 Street Fighter 2s. Where do we draw the line here, guys? But 2001, pretty good year.
Yeah. Do you remember some of the other years that you covered? You said this is the 4th time you've done
1997 was a big one. We did that. That's
07.
Yeah. 2007 was great. That was Halo 3, Uncharted, Mario Galaxy, Golden Years of Gaming, 1997. I think that might have. That's up there. We have Cloud. That's Final Fantasy 7, Mario 64. The Sega Saturn didn't do too hot that year, but 97 had a lot of really big games as well. And then we did 1982 with Jeremy Parish live one time.
Wow.
And a lot of big games and moves happened that year. And luckily, Jeremy was there to talk about them. I did my research, but it was also like, it was beyond my pay grade. Yeah, this is a golden year of gaming, though. It might be fun to do the worst years of gaming as a thing as well.
The Bronze Age of gaming.
The big old pile of shit.
The dumpster fire year of gaming.
The dumpster fire of 1983. Yeah. The games that came out this year are some of my favorites and most defining when I think about who I was as a child / teenager and the games that mattered to me and kind of wound up shaping what I look for in video games. A lot of it happened here. Halo was a huge deal to me. Final Fantasy series was always a very big deal to me. And I loved Monkey Ball. I loved Smash Brothers, although I didn't stay on all of that. Tony Hawk, like shit. Grand Theft Auto? Metal Gear Solid? Big year.
Yeah. 0102 is definitely where I started to like really get into gaming more than just like killing some time on a rainy day. I was an outside kid a lot of the time. And then once these games started coming out, like Halo was a big deal. My friend had an Xbox, so then all of a sudden I started staying inside a lot more. But this was very, very early origins of Tyler becoming a gamer. Mm-hmm. I was just cutting my teeth at this point.
And look at us now.
Yes.
Wasting our lives.
My mom and dad are so proud.
Here, the Dogcast exists because of people like you. Thanks for all of the support. And if you don't support us, please consider it. We would love to have your support. If you have a chance to write a review, if you listen this far, just go to the review section, just drop a 5 stars, say, Tyler was great, Brad was there.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
That works for me. And if you want access to these episodes way in advance, if you want access to our exclusive after show, Doggies After Dark, if you want access to like 6 episodes of Popcorn Dogs and a bunch of other things that are locked behind Patreon, go to patreon.com/Hair of the Dogcast. We'd love to have you. For as low as $3, you get access to a bunch of stuff. Thank you to executive producers Ryan Christianick, Kip Kipper, Brian Ward, Jordan Hoff, and Phil Wright. We appreciate your support. You guys make this possible, and to everyone else on Patreon. And we are a proud member of the Tokyo Beat Podcast Network. Check out all of their other amazing shows. And what are your favorite games of the year 2001? What other years are your favorite years?
I thought you were asking me for a second. I'm like, dog, we just discussed
We just talked about this, Brad, for 2 hours. I don't know what else to say. But if you have any thoughts on favorite years or anything, reach out to us. We're on Facebook and Instagram, Hair of the Dogcast, or Twitter @HotDogcast. Check it out. We'll probably do a little Doggies After Dark here. I want to talk to Tyler about Vanguard. So,
Vanguard.
Yep. But thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Say how much you love people and love our fans.
Yeah, I love you guys all a whole bunch. And join our Discord so you can talk to me. Or if you're in the Milwaukee area, come to Ope on April 21st, see my brother's band play. I'll be there, and you can come say hi to me in person.
And if you're going to Summer Games Done Quick, Tyler and I will both be there.
Yeah.
And that's going to be fucking hype.
Oh.
I'm excited.